tall. They are a heavy-sides interpretation and subset. And so we reduce the topology of the model anyway from 20 degrees of freedom, so to speak, to 4 degrees of freedom. Obviously, we eliminated most of the electromagnetics when we did. You can do a lot of things today, actually, that are not taught in our normal universities and do not appear in the textbooks. Of course, anybody who is struggling with free energy, and we are struggling, although there are now some devices actually working that I believe have been sufficiently tested independently to verify those devices. I would certainly nominate the Patterson Sail as being one that can be demonstrated to actually be over unity without question. I think the Takahashi engine, the Kawai engine, Johnson has a new multi-valued potential use in his permanent magnet gates that I think will withstand the most rigorous investigation. So I think that some other engines, there are other things that I have not named that also appear to be valid and appear to be independently verified. What I'm saying is that we have certain things now which actually do produce over unity on call when you turn them on, and they do produce the effects. It has now become unquestionable. The question now becomes, so what happens when these start to spill out and enter, for example, the commercial market? Well, what is going to happen is really a tremendous revolution in energy right across the board. One of the things that's going to happen is a freedom from a lot of the costs that we have now associated with the production and use of energy. Billions and billions, even trillions of dollars every year. Another thing that will happen for the benefit is that we will clean up a lot of the burned hydrocarbon waste out of the atmosphere. We'll recover our atmosphere again. We should be powering our automobiles, for example, on over-unity engines, clean and free, so to speak, without having to pay a tax at the gas pump and so forth to run the automobile. We will get the boot, the economic boot, off the back of everybody's neck and powering their homes. When you're able to actually procure a device for some kind of reasonable cost that will power your home for the heating and the lighting and everything only for the maintenance, then obviously that's a revolution right across the board for everybody. Now there's a few disadvantages also. When we start to produce lots and lots more energy, there are effects that I don't think anybody knows yet. We have to investigate all of those effects and phenomena. For example, if you produce excess energy in the vacuum, in space-time, at a point, you actually change the energy density of the space-time in so doing. Now that, by the way, is totally a gravitational change. You have now just done general relativity on the bench. If you make very powerful changes, you have some very startling changes that emerge. You can have gravitational or anti-gravitational changes. It'd be very embarrassing to have a power source that wouldn't stay nailed down to the floor, for example. That's not what you want. You want it to power the home. You might want to build a ship that would fly, but that's a different purpose. So what we are also entering is a great new world of phenomena in physics that we have not explored, we do not have in our textbooks, and nobody has the insight to see all the way through to it. What we can say is economically it'll be a revolution. Culturally it'll be a revolution. Technically it'll be a great revolution. And we hope and pray that for the common person like you and I, for our homes and our